many things. I come from one of the most affectionate cultures ever. And from the other hand, he comes from one of the less affectionate cultures ever. So it was this romantic part that was very necessary for me. It was very insistent.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nairobi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. We can
Guys,
do vlogs. Yeah.
look at this. My godmother has received me with flowers.
Yes.
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
So,
yes.
I was like, what can I do for my godmother Rocio? Then I said, hey, Rocio loves flowers.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing great. Happy new week, everyone. My goodness, internet never forgets, guys. Internet never forgets. Everybody better know that. Everybody better keep that in their minds. Lest they come out here and make a fool of themselves. Oh my God. Guys, Rocio, said some things, and the revelations that are coming out now, oh my goodness. They are turning against her big time. I don't know what is going to happen, guys, because this changes everything. This changes everything. Before we get into Rocio's shenanigans, guys, before we get into Rocio's shenanigans, I just want to touch on a few things. First of all, guys, I want to ask this stick boy if his head is working correctly. Stick boy, 𝐷𝐿, shake your head like this. Shake your head. Huh? Are all the bolts and nuts, tightly fixed? Somebody better check on this person. This person is sick in the head, guys. How can this guy, come to join mingle? First of all, he is somebody who already, is running after all these Mzungu, Spanish Mzungu women, and now he wants to come and mess up mingle for Marwa. Guys, this person, in my opinion, he normally just wants to look for attention. This guy enjoys when Marwa calls out his name. When Marwa calls out somebody's name, by the way, guys, that is a shout out right there. And he knows it. So he wants to come and do this shagala-bagala stuff, on Marwa's channel, so that Marwa can mention him. So that people who don't even know him can go and try to find out who is this stick boy. So that they can go and watch him. The minute they search his name, that is giving him traction. The minute they click on his video, that is giving him watch time and, helping his channel. This guy should think again before he comes to disrupt Marwa's channel. Guys, this one and carrots, I keep talking about these two. Remember even carrots another time. Carrots another time. Typed on Marwa's premiere. And people went nuts. I can remember, the chat section, it went on fire. People were like, how dare this one comes here, And I remember coming out to do a video to tell you all that she was trying to do her witchcraft. Guys, do you know, these witch doctors, they are very funny people, Because the devil normally wants to embarrass somebody, by the way. So what Carrots did is that she went to her witch doctor. And this witch doctor said, if you want to get powers, if you want to get more money on YouTube, all you have to do is to go and show yourself in Marwa's channel, in the middle of a premiere when it is on. Can you imagine, guys? And Carrots did not see anything wrong with that. So she shamelessly came and typed on Marwa's chat section. I remember how she was kicked out, within seconds. These people are sick in the head. Now, 𝐷𝐿, trying the same stunt. 𝐷𝐒, are you also into witchcraft or what? What is this? Because I know for sure you are not mingling, I know you could be single because, everybody has dumped you, all these married women, Spanish married women that you are running after, they have dumped you. That's why nowadays you don't even show them on your pod lives. But now, you cannot do this. You also have an international audience. You have all those people you're lying to on your pod lives. Why don't you mingle over there? Guys, somebody say something to this stick boy in the comment section, because that was a wrong move. Shameless guy calling himself, what did he call himself? Single JT? Oh my God. I thank God that Marwa noticed him very quickly. Guys, just imagine if Marwa would have invited him on, without knowing that he is the one, without being sure. And then all of us see that 𝐷𝐒 face on our screens. Oh my God, I don't know how it would have been. Like, seriously? I know 𝐷𝐒 likes to say, oh, this is entertainment, but no. This is sick entertainment, 𝐷𝐒. This is provocation. This is provocation. You cannot come to somebody who you've been insulting, lying on, and just being bad mind on. You cannot come to their channel and do this. This is pure provocation. And 𝐷𝐒, you better style up, because none of us come to disrupt your stupid pod lies and your stupid videos. None of us come to do that. So I don't know what is wrong with you. Style up. And guys, if you want to know that if Marwa mentions you, it's a shout out right there. Check on 𝐷𝐒𝐄𝐒's channel. 𝐷𝐒𝐄𝐒's channel was crawling. It had been crawling for a long time. That channel was emaciated. It was, gasping for air. That channel was almost dying. Until Marwa came out and rejected him. So this rejection actually gave him traction. Because after that, guys, I saw people, going to his channel. I saw people typing in his comment section, in masses. Oh, we are so sorry. Oh, don't worry. Oh, everything is going to be okay. Oh, a curse is going to befall him. Oh, people were there to console him. Before I knew it, I had 𝐷𝐒𝐄𝐒 saying, oh my God, thank you so much. There are so many new subscribers. Thank you. So guys, he got subscribers, sympathy subscribers who subscribed to his channel, because of sympathizing with him. Guys, I don't want those kinds of subscribers, because they're just there for a while. These are short-lived subscribers. They will only watch you for a little season when they are feeling sorry for you, and after that season is over, after that period is gone, they move, they bounce from your channel. So if you check on 𝐶𝐎𝐒's videos, since Marwa rejected him, this rejection that was a blessing in disguise. If you check on his videos, this guy is actually hitting even 2K. 𝐶𝐎𝐒 could not even get to 1,500 views. Now he's hitting 2K, 3K views. The dude, Demze is trying. But like I said, guys, for how long? For how long? Because people just want to come and hear him come at Marwa like this. Now that he has gone berserk, all this nonsense that he's talking. But everything is going to come to an end. Because, guys, what is he going to be saying? After this time of curses, is over, what is he going to be talking about? He has insulted Esther, for a whole year, and now he has nothing else to say. He came out to tell us how she ran away, and now he has nothing else to say. He has said the same story over and over again. Now it's about curses, and all this. Witchcraft. At the end of the day, he is going to run out of topics to talk about, So I don't know what he's going to do after that. Because these people will still expect his shenanigans. They will expect his drama. So guys, all I'm just trying to say is, all these people that Marwa mentions, remember even when he was mentioning the ungrateful, immediately he mentioned somebody, this person gets traction, people go watch him, the person gets views for a month, 2 months, and then the channel goes shoo. Because these people, most of the time, they start their channels on shenanigans. Guys, I am normally looking at this Emmanuel Farm guy. He is really struggling. You know, he is really struggling because he thought that now I'm coming out to talk about the truth about what is happening in the villa, is going to help him. Now look at him, look at himself. Guys, all these people, we had Marwa talking about Matata, wanting to come back to the villa. His nephew or cousin, also the one who left after all these people left, Mosabis and all, also wants to come back. So guys, people are getting traction out of Marwa calling out their names, and that is why people like 𝐷𝐿 are trying to take advantage of this. So every time Marwa says that person insulting me on his channel, and then people start typing on the chat section, 𝐷𝐿, you guys are giving him traction because there are people who don't know him, and people are running to want to see and to know who is this person insulting Marwa on the chat section. So guys, number one thing is Marwa, ignore this kind of people completely. And number two, chat section, please do not type their names, because some people who don't know them will know them and will go and search them and now get a hold of them. And some people can even easily be swayed. Guys, we have seen people who have come out to change their hearts just because they went and listened to the Stick Boy or listened to Notorious Liar or listened to any of these haters, Piggy Mouth and the rest. So I feel like Marwa should stop giving them shout outs, because that's clearly a way of shouting them out. I don't know what you all think, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section, because guys, you may feel like you're insulting him on the chat section, oh, 𝐷𝐿 this, 𝐷𝐿 that, 𝐷𝐿 this, Stick Boy this, that. But the more you're typing there on Marwa's chat section, the more you're giving this Stick Boy traction. Oh yeah, that is according to me. Let me know what you think. Now guys, let us go to Baraka. Let us go to this issue of Baraka. Baraka is this young man who came to Marwa's place seeking school fees. Now, I have seen this story, it has brought out a lot of hula baloo on the streets. People are complaining. People are saying that Marwa is taking advantage of his subscribers. Marwa is scamming people. Guys, this word that they love using loosely, they don't even know the meaning of the word scam. So, some people are saying that Marwa, did wrong. Why is Marwa doing this? Why is Marwa taking money that belongs to this young man and wants to give it to another person? Guys, all I can say about this is that Marwa, when he is doing this, he is not doing it from, he is not being selfish. He is not being, he is not taking advantage like some people want to think of it. He just wants help to go across the board. Guys, I've even heard this haters talking about DJ, Rose DJ, who was Marwa's house manager. Remember when her son was supposed to go to school, and she showcased her son, on Marwa's camera, and a lot of people came through for him. So there was extra money. And I remember at this time, Percy's kids also, people had started coming through for them, but all the money hadn't been paid. There were still some balances here and there. And I remember that extra money that was supposed to go to DJ's son, Marwa channeled it to Percy's kids. And I also remember this time people coming out to complain a lot, saying that Marwa is not supposed to do this. But guys, looking at it from Marwa's point of view, Marwa wants everybody to get assistance. And Marwa is looking at it this way. If somebody has gotten extra help, more than enough, because like if you have a school fees balance of 15,000 shillings and donors have come through, 2 people have sent the money, 15,000 and 15,000. So you have now been sent 30,000 shillings, and yet you only needed 15. So what Marwa does is that he gives you 15, and also like 5,000 for pocket money and to buy other small things. And the rest of the money, Marwa decides to give it to somebody else who is also in need. Guys, what is wrong with that? If you look at it that way, because at the end of the day, Marwa is not taking the money for himself. It would have been a problem if Marwa was keeping the money for himself and saying that, oh, this extra money, I will have to keep it because it is extra. Now that can make some sense. But when people come out here, you know, saying that Marwa is coming, saying that Marwa is doing wrong, Marwa is doing... And guys, one other thing. Marwa is being transparent. You know, Marwa is just telling you how it is. Marwa is telling the whole entire world. Marwa is telling the donor right on camera. You know, and in this particular case, Marwa even said, you know, Marie, you can reach me out and tell me if it is okay. So he was giving his suggestion, but yet he still was giving room for the donor, who is Marie, to come out and tell him, you know, if indeed he can do that, to give permission, to give a go ahead, you know. So I do not understand why people are condemning Marwa this much. Guys, I know this is money that is not Marwa's money, but I look at it as though it is it's Marwa helping this young man in partnership with a donor. Because guys, truthfully speaking, you know, truth be told, there is no way this donor would have known Baraka if it were not for Marwa. So Marwa is the channel, you know, Marwa's YouTube channel and YouTube as a person. And Marwa as a person, sorry. Marwa is the channel that Baraka got help from Marie. You know, Marwa is the go-between. So in essence, Marwa and Marie are helping Baraka. So guys, when people come out with this thing of, oh, Marwa does not help people, it is his donors who help people. How did this donor know this child? How did the donor, you know, meet this person in order for this person to get help? So putting Marwa out of the picture, you know, taking Marwa out of the equation, it cannot work. You know, the equation cannot balance, you know, it cannot, things cannot fall in place. Marwa has to be in the mix, you know. So actually, if you ask me, it is Marwa and Marie helping Baraka. So in a way, guys, in a way, Marwa has to have some say in this. You know, look at it that way, guys. Marwa has to have a say in this because it is through his channel that this person is being helped. So now Marwa cannot have an opinion. Marwa cannot say anything. Does it make sense to you guys? Does it really make sense? Marwa cannot come out and say, no, I feel like this money, we should do ABCD with it. It is through his channel that this money has come. And Marwa wants the best for Baraka. That is why he showcased Baraka on his YouTube channel. If Marwa would have wanted, you know, Baraka would have come to his home and he would not have showcased him on his channel. So nobody would have known about Baraka. So even Marie or any other would-be donors, nobody would have channeled money to him. So guys, Marwa, according to me, has a say in the money that comes through his channel, through his name. And he can give an opinion. He can give a suggestion. Yes, the one with the upper hand is the person who has given the money. I understand that. However, even if it's that 10%, actually not 10, at least 40%, Marwa also has a say. And people should not come out to condemn him like this. Marwa is always out there wanting help for everybody. You know, Marwa, I know you cannot help everyone. You know. But I know you really try. I know you really have that heart, that selfless heart of wanting to see everybody win. Guys, Marwa is feeling bad that Baraka is getting extra money and yet there are 3 other people who are at the gate who need money. You know, if there's any extra money, let us pay for this other person and then, you know, next time, Baraka, you can still come. We shall, you know, we shall do this again. But just because Marwa said, you know, if you take all the money, you should not come back here. I feel like, you know, the statement is being taken out of proportion, out of context. Because guys, Marwa, what he was trying to teach Baraka is to share. Marwa was trying to teach Baraka that, you know what, you are not the only person with a problem in this world. And it is good to accommodate each other. It is good to bring each other together. If you can help out, even though you're needy yourself, please do it. Do it, because that is how you keep your blessings flowing. Otherwise, they will be cut short. Guys, I don't know what you all think about this, because I have seen it bring a lot of hula baloo on the streets. The naysayers have come out talking about Marwa is, spending this money as if it's his money, blah, blah, blah. Guys, if you are out there and you have willingly given money to Marwa, I know that you also expect him to at least have some say, You are not going to be dictatorial, 100%. I really don't think that can work very well. And anybody who is giving money through Marwa, already knows Marwa, already knows how Marwa rolls. So this should not be a surprise to anyone, especially the people who are Team Marwa, the people who understand who Marwa is, I don't know what you all think about this, guys. Drop your thoughts, opinions in the comment section. Let us have a discussion about this. Did Marwa do wrong? Or is he okay to want to help other people with the extra that comes in? Let me know, guys. Guys, I have seen a video by Vibe with Ezi, and I feel like Mwita and Grandma and I don't know, guys. Sometimes I tend to understand why people are the way they are. I sometimes tend to understand why people live the kind of lives they live. People living a life that is so reckless, people living lives that are no respect for each other, people living lives that are, I don't even know how to describe this, guys. Because I have seen Grandma, dancing Grandma, calling Eze. Because Ezi, because Ezi reaches her place and he says to her, Grandma, you called me, I'm here. And so Grandma goes on to explain to Ezi the reason why she called him. And to me, this was just the height of nonsense, Because, guys, this woman is explaining to Ezi, about how her husband and some dude called Sammy, went together to, I think, drink and stuff like that. And when he came back, the husband, who is Mwita, was insulting her, all kinds of insults, guys. And fine, I know people insult each other, but the kind of insults that, Dancing Grandma said to Ezi, I was like, no, guys, no. First of all, I don't know how these people live, because like I'm saying, like in my culture, for instance, I as a mother cannot be telling a child some things, and especially a boy. I cannot start mentioning body parts, and telling him how somebody insulted me about my body parts or my mother's body parts, and first of all, there should be some respect, Dancing Grandma, towards Ezi. Ezi is a child. And if you all listened, Ezi said that I'm not going to, when he was translating what Dancing Grandma said to him, he said that I am not going to, get into the shenanigans because they are like my parents. I'm not going to involve myself in this. Imagine Ezi is smart enough to think like that. But a whole grown woman, Dancing Grandma, you're calling a boy like Ezi to tell him stupidity, nonsensical stuff like that. Guys, I had cut a clip. I had cut out that clip to come here and, just play it. Although it's in Swahili, I still will not play it, because some of you are even watching with maybe your children, because some of you tell me, oh, my daughter loves, to watch you, MORAA, you make my daughter laugh. And then I'm playing such a stupid clip here, well, you and your daughter, you're listening, and your kids, makes no sense. I feel like, and you know very well that Ezi is on camera. So Dancing Grandma, what is this you're doing? Guys, to be very honest, you don't need to go to school to be wise. You don't need to go to school to just have some common sense. So does it mean dancing grandma will just say anything in front of her kids or maybe her grandkids? She will just say anything. She will not have any boundaries. She will not have any breaks. She will not have any filters, nothing. So she just says anything. And to even think that Mwita insults her, in that manner, those kinds of big words. Guys, when I say body parts, you can imagine what body parts I'm talking about. That this is what Mwita is insulting her about. Telling her that, she is feeling good about herself because she is being given money, but, nabado, she hasn't seen anything yet. She is going to see something. She's going to see fire, threatening her and stuff like that. Guys, these people have been built for a house. These people have been given money. These people have been given so many surprises. These people, by this time, their mindset should have changed. And when Mwita insults grandma like this, that kind of shows some jealousy. Now this is a husband jealous of a wife, because grandma goes on to tell Eze that I was telling him that all these things that I buy, I'm transparent. All the money that I'm given, I normally come out clean with it. I don't hide anything. So is it about that grandma is getting more surprises than himself? Is it about grandma is getting more love than himself? What is it about Mwita, that can make him go and drink and come and start insulting this mama like this? It's a shame, guys. Yes, they can insult each other like that, but now to bring in Eze, to this kind of nonsense, that is what is shocking me. And guys, I want to repeat, Eze surprised me, because even when he was translating, he did not translate much. In fact, if you all watched Eze, the video where he says that he cannot hide it anymore, this is too much. The video where he talks about Ezekiel and where he talks about this person digging the well, that this person has taken too long. They've only dug 3 feet in 3 days or in 1 day, something like that in that video. If you are followed very well, there's this part where dancing grandma called him, where she's cleaning the toilet, and she talks to Eze for a while. I counted, it was like 5 minutes plus, but Eze only translated for 2 seconds. There's no way all that what dancing grandma said can be translated in 2 seconds. But you know why? Eze chose not to say much, because it was nonsense. Somebody calling you to tell you how their husband is insulting their whatevers, talking so badly, vulgar language and all this nonsensical stuff. Eze said, they are like my parents. I am not going to get involved in this. And I said, Eze, I respect you for this. You did not come out and start saying, oh, can you imagine if you know what kind of insults Mwita is insulting dancing grandma. Oh my God, guys, this is crazy. You could have chosen to dramatize the whole thing, to make it dramatic, but you chose to lay low and just say, you know what, I'm not going to get in this kind of disrespectful shenanigans. And I commend you for that. Guys, this house, what is remaining? Because the shenanigans, are going on day after day after day. Wow. I can't imagine how it's going to be, when we are not seeing these people on our screens. I bet we're going to miss them. Now, guys, let us go to Rocio. Now, if at all, guys, Rocio has been hatching a plan, a plot, if she has been scheming, if at all she has been scheming, I just want to ask a question, or rather, I want to ask questions. Is her scheme falling apart? Is this plot of hers hitting the rocks? Are her lies getting exposed, guys? What is going on? Guys, first of all, I have seen Rocio post on her community page, and she is telling the world that indeed she has started travel, and she had a problem with her laptop charger, and that is why videos have not been dropping, but she is going to be dropping banger after banger, guys. We already knew this, guys. We already discussed it the other day. We already ascertained that Rocio has started to travel. Rocio is not pursuing her musical career, but now she is pursuing travel. Guys, I saw some of you. Hey, some of you. You don't have chills. I saw some of you saying that no wonder she was jealous of D, because D has been a traveler. D, was doing what she really wanted to do. And I sort of agree. I actually agree. Because it makes sense. Because guys, if she was into this music career that, like she says she is, she would be focused. That is where her focus would have gone. But now she has decided, to do what exactly D Mwango has been doing. We can see where she got inspiration from, And I also saw some other person, some other people saying that, she should not think that traveling is like dancing on the pole in Mexico City. Oh my God, guys. You guys can finish somebody, And guys, Marwa actually is the one who got Rocio out of Mexico. Because Rocio was never living in Argentina, or rather was not living in Argentina when Marwa met her. Remember, she was in Mexico, and she had been in Mexico for a long time. Remember, she even said that she had not gone home for, is it 5 years or 4 years, something like that. And she even said that she was not missing her parents. My God. Wow, guys. Anyways, now Rocio has confirmed that indeed she has started to travel, and I just want to go back and remind her of a few things. Internet has come back to bite her. Internet has come back to expose her nyash. Guys, remember she said that Marwa, was not romantic. Marwa was not giving her any attention. Marwa this, Marwa that, Marwa. Guys, this woman, I don't know what she wanted, guys. I think she is the kind of person who wants the honeymoon to last forever. Remember, guys, I actually did a video the other day asking these haters who are coming out to say, D Mwango just got married. Oh, the husband has started to travel. D Mwango has been left home alone. Blah, blah, SHIT. And I was like, excuse me? Guys, how long does a honeymoon last? So D Mwango is supposed to stay with her husband in the house for a whole year. So people can know that honeymoon is going on. What nonsense is this? So this particular woman, Rocio, I feel like this is exactly what she wanted. She wanted honeymoon forever and ever. No wonder she never wanted Marwa to leave her side. You're so clingy. You want the man to be around you 24/7. That is not how real life works. Oh my God, the man has to go somewhere and you have to go to another place. People, guys, even the couples who travel together, do everything together, at some point you've got to give each other space to breathe. Oh my God. So now, guys, let us watch what Rocio said. And then let us see, one or two things that Marwa did. And I want you all to tell me if this is not an African man trying his level best to be romantic, trying his level best to give his all to his woman. Marwa tried, guys. Marwa tried.
In many things, I come from one of the most affectionate cultures ever. And from the other hand, he comes from one of the less affectionate cultures ever. And I was really surprised, like why God would bring two people like that together. He knows why. But I think we still gave it a try. We continue to get to know each other. And I will admit that even though it was very hard for me at the beginning to, most of the time women, we want to feel wanted, we want to feel desired. And it was like this thought in my mind, like, if he doesn't really want me or desire me, or it's just the culture. And I understood, and I had to learn that it was the culture. In this case, I feel like everything was about me really studying Marwa, and Marwa really studying Rocio. I think I effort myself more than he did. Probably from his point of view, everything is opposite, of course, because it's most of the time it was a battle of ego. So it was this romantic part that was very necessary for me. It was very insistent.
Okay, Rocio. So who brought us here, Rocio?
You first than anything.
Overseas and coast to coast to find a place to love the most.
Wow, super amazing, guys. We just got a surprise. Live music. Very beautiful sounds coming here live. I also see in front of me one of the champagne wine. Yeah. Wow, feels like royalty, guys. Live music, private chef. It feels like just a dream come true, guys. One of those days, yes, thank you. Yeah. Wow, that's okay, thank you.
Here's to the ones that wake up. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not.
Okay, ma'am, cheers. Now, guys, it's music session, actually live music.
Marwa came to pick me, so let's see if he made it on time. Yeah.
Welcome to Nairobi.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes. We can
Guys?
do vlogs. Yeah.
Look at this. My godmother has received me with flowers.
Yes.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. Yes.
I was like, what can I do for my godmother Rocio? Then I said, hey, Rocio loves flowers.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yes. Cheers, godmother.
Cheers, mi amore.
Mi amore, Rocio.
Guys, we are speaking Italian because we are in Imperatoria. This trip to Nairobi has been all about satisfying my cravings. Guys, I'm finishing a delicious ice cream right now, so I'm happy. Baby is happy. Marwa is happy.
Guys, I'm in the background filming. Very happy.
Guys, I want you all to type, start typing in the comments section and tell me, answer me this question. For a typical African village boy, didn't Marwa try? Didn't he give it a shot? Didn't he give it his all? Marwa, waiting for her with the flowers in Nairobi. Guys, Marwa took her to Mombasa, this beach house. Remember all, all that romance, music, the band and everything. Hey, guys, Marwa bring her ice cream, for her cravings. Tell me, guys, a typical African village boy, didn't he try? At least she could have come out to say, you know what, he tried his best, but But, to just say that he was very not affectionate, not romantic at all. No, Rocio, that was wrong. That was very wrong.
So from today, my wife Rocio embraced Dera.
All you have to say is, you look so beautiful in this. And I can help.
No, I don't have to validate because you always look beautiful. I don't know why you always... Okay, let me not say that because you may kick me after this video.
Oh.
Hey, let me pamper my wife. Que bonita. Que bonita. Que belleza. You know, I've turned from Spanish, now I'm in Portuguese. Belleza. Muito belleza. Muito belleza, belleza.
You see,
how
guys,
beautiful.
this is how we teach our men.
Now at this point I am Italian, but English Italian. How beautiful. My love, Elizabeth. Que bonita. Even the Rocio's birthday, I actually didn't know what to go with, but I've decided I'm gonna carry some champagne and some wines. So let's see what to do. As I found a guy who has suggested me to go with this champagne. He says it's one of the best, so I'm gonna buy this one for the birthday. Oh, ¿eso también? Sí. Okay. Wow. Muchísimas gracias. Okay. So guys, I went to a supermarket. I bought some nice stuff here. Actually, I bought the most expensive champagne.
Now I'm very happy that I have a man that wants to take care of me, you know? No, the masculine energy,
It's so good.
it's a provider.
Yeah,
They want to take care of you, they want to provide for you for sure, they want to build for you, take action for you, so you can relax and you don't have to be worrying about anything.
Superstar. Okay, Rocio, you go. No, you go in front. Today you've been riding. Mr. Luis is in the car chilling. Very good man. I feel like one day I will just say, Mr. Luis.
Fiat Uno is here. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Hola.
Buenas, ¿cómo están?
¿Todo bien?
¿Todo ya?
Guys, we've been taking Ubers and Didis up and down. How much you need, Rocio? How much you need? How much you need, Rocio? I don't know if I answered that. Buenas, señor. Hola. Hola.
Marwa was not romantic at all. Oh my God. And guys, something else that Rocio said, like I said, internet is catching up with her, real fast. Something else that she said, we are going to see how internet caught up with her. So take a look, guys. Take a look at this.
Marwa wasn't someone that came and told me, oh, there is this YouTube, why don't you open your YouTube and start your YouTube? I already had my YouTube channel. I wasn't being that consistent. I wasn't posting, I wasn't doing even if I showed you if you check the year I opened my music channel, is even older than Marwa's.
Guys, it's a sad goodbye. I'm really sad. I feel sad. How do you feel?
I feel sad, but I'm also feel happy.
Yeah.
That I got to meet you. You are a
Okay.
very inspired person.
Okay.
And I'm glad that we crossed paths and we were able to share all of these days and share our stories.
Yeah.
And guys, he gave me a lot of advices. He's convincing me to start a YouTube.
Yeah.
And I love that about him because he wants us all to be successful and to have a good life. And that's a very good, kind hard also. So thank you. I wish you the best. I wish you the best forever, you know?
She actually wants to see baobab trees, baobab.
Yes, I dream about the baobabs in Africa, and I want to go. I'm gonna go to Africa, and yes, it's gonna be amazing. Thank you for everything.
Guys, it's such goodbye.
Guys, Marwa said, you know, and I agree with him 100%, that if you want to leave somebody, or if somebody wants to leave you, they normally come out with excuses. They will come out and say anything and everything so that they can end up looking good and so that they can make you look bad. Guys, I don't know what you have to say about this. Drop your thoughts, opinions, sentiments down in the comments section. Please answer my question, guys. Didn't Marwa try as a typical African village boy? Let me know, guys. If you have not liked this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please take this moment to hit the subscribe. Thank you so very much. There are so many new subscribers in the house. I want to say welcome. Feel at home. Where have you been? Guys, to my returning subscribers, you guys are the best of the best. You guys always are there to support me, you know, to encourage me. You know, you people, your love and your support is just overwhelming. You know, that is what keeps this channel going. Guys, let us meet in the next video. Bye-bye.
Calling out the shame, standing in the rain, breaking every chain.